disturbances, that will be wonderful. And if we have to cross the room, then let's not cross behind them but on the side. Yes, Stanton, all yours.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
I said, good morning, everybody. Good morning. That's not enough. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wow, what a great start. Shall we start with a little bit of action so that we get enthusiastic?
Why not?
We'll do one thing. We'll do it in this organized way. This is one. When I say one, you have to all stand up. Stand up and you stand up. When I say one, you have to raise your right hand and say one. This is two. This is three. Don't kick in your, the front hand. This is three and this is four. It goes like this. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Wow. The reason that I have done this is, Ajit sir has made us, full of knowledge and all. So for my session, I have to bring that down to some level and, start it off. Okay, thank you so much for doing this. And for people who don't know me, my name is Stanton. I'm a corporate trainer. And today I'm going to take you through 40 minutes of a session. Okay, before I get into the topic, I just wanted to ask you, did anybody go to gym ever in your life? Yeah, most of us, right? Okay, and the moment that you get into the gym, the trainer introduces us to some equipments. Can you name few equipments? Treadmill. Treadmill is the one common thing that he introduces on day 1, 2 or 3.
Rowing machines.
Yeah, but treadmill, I'll stick to the treadmill because we have to, I know there's a lot of lessons with the treadmill. So when you get onto the treadmill, the initial stage on step 1, we keep walking on it, right? Step 2, we increase the speed. Step 3, we increase some more. And step 4, we increase a little more, right? What if there's a situation like this? Say you're running at a speed of step 4, but the machine is at step 2. What will happen to you?
Friction.
You'll fall down, right? Because your speed is more and the treadmill speed is less. And what if the treadmill is at speed 4 and you're running at speed 1? You still fall down, right? Our life is like that. The trainer's life is like that. The reason is, we have to be competent with the world. We have to be very much competent with the world. While doing anything in the training industry, if we go to people and start telling them the ABCD lessons and they're experts, we fail. And if you go to a school and start teaching on the robotics, still we fail. We might have the knowledge, we might have so many things in life, but you need to have that pace. With this, I introduce my topic today as picking the right topic. As a trainer, it is our prime job to pick the right topic which gets into the market. Okay? While I was doing this topic, a couple of our colleagues, our friends, who are the future trainers, have helped me a lot. I was there here on Lalita Madam's presentation, and once the presentation is done, we have been to the cafeteria, and I spoke to Sudhir sir. I asked him, what is the topic? Then he said he's choosing the topic. Then I went to the senior Sudhir sir, and he said, sir, what is the topic? What are you talking on? Then he said, I thought of this, but I've ended up this, and I concluded on this. Then I went to Ramesh sir, the PS Ramesh sir, and he said, Stanton, I started with self-leadership, then moved to self-belief, now self-motivation, and today I'm sticking on this particular topic. I don't know what will happen till the time. Then I thought, this is the right topic. Choose the right topic. There's a lesson in it, because there is a challenge, there is a problem. As a trainers, the crowd is the future trainers. So why not I create some topic where picking the right topic, because it is useful for all of us in picking the right topic. Giving this background, the three major things that I have formulated. Picking the right topic is like, from an ocean, from a big ocean, you're choosing one particular topic. Say, for example, this room is filled up with full of silver coins, and there's only one red coin that you require. This room is full of knowledge, but the topic that you choose is that red coin. That you have to choose that particular topic, because if you pull out that particular topic, then this topic will have all the ingredients. The design will be there, delivery will be there, the marketing will be there, the pull will be there. You take it to the market, and people will like, and you see a lot of changing of lives and everything happen. So how curious you will be in looking out for that red coin is the topic. So when you choose any topic, the topic should be very, very much thoroughly studied, and you have to choose that particular topic. In this thing, I've tried to pull down all these things into three major aspects: who, what, and why. Who, what, and why. While you're picking up the topic, you need to understand who are you addressing to. And when you're picking up the topic, you have to understand what is it that you are addressing. And the last one is, why are you addressing it? These three things has made my presentation today. The first thing is who. You need to know who is your audience. For example, when I'm coming to a corporate trainers, the future trainers, when I know that it's a future trainer thing, that I can't come here and start talking to you on geometric lessons, or maybe that might be useful, but a part of it. But there should be some topic where it is completely useful for the future trainers. So I need to know my audience. That is one. And second one is the age. When I talk about the age, as I told you rightly, we can't go to a school. We can go to a school, because tomorrow we are going to cater to a different world altogether, because there's different age groups of people that we're going to cater. We have school kids coming to us, we have youth coming to us, we have unemployed coming to us, we have professionals coming to us, we have families coming to us. So entire gamut of the planet Earth. And we as a trainer, we need to understand what is the age group that we are addressing to. Okay, and third one is the gender. We have to be very careful on this particular part, aren't we? What do you say?
Yeah, exactly.
I want it to be an interactive thing, yeah. Don't be so much serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that comes when gender plays a role. I was attending an evening session when Manoj was here. He was telling me a story of he went to a college where the speaker was a woman, and there was predominantly dominated by a woman, and one of the guy raises up and he speaks something which defended him. And everybody, it was a discussion and all. So we have to be really careful about women. And in this connection,
Careful about gender.
sorry, careful about gender. In this connection, I'll just read a joke that was floating in the internet. I thought that this would be, an awareness or a highlighting thing. So I'll just read on this, best look into this. So the situation is like this. The ships that are there in the coastal side. So the sailors, they call them as she or her, the ship.
Always a she.
She or her. In the same way, there's a guy who comes up and says why can't we gender the computer? Can we make it a he or she? Then there's an argument between the experts of women and there's an experts of men. So the story goes like this. I'll just read, no biased things and all, with your permission. Yeah. A man who was previously a sailor was very aware that ships were addressed as she and her. He often wondered what gender computers should be addressed. To answer that question, he set up two groups of computer experts. Okay, as I told you, he has set up two groups of computer experts. The first was comprised of women and the second of men. And then it says each group was asked to recommend whether computer should be referred to the feminine gender or the masculine gender. They were asked to give 4 reasons for their recommendations. Okay? And the group of women reported that the computer should be referred to the masculine gender because, and the points comes in order to get their attention, you have to turn them on. Okay? That's the first point. The second point goes like this. They have a lot of data, but are still clueless. Okay? And the third point goes like this. They're supposed to help you solve problems, but half the time, they are the problem. Okay? And the fourth one goes like this. As soon as you commit to one, you realize that if you had waited a little longer, you could have had a better model. We have to give an applause for this. Okay, that's the version, that's the woman's version, and now I read the men's version. The men's version goes like this. The man, on the other hand, concluded that computers should be referred to in the feminine gender because no one but the creator understands their internal logic. The second one is, the native language they use to communicate with other computers is incomprehensible to everyone else. And the third one goes like this. Even your smallest mistake are stored in the long-term memory for a later retrieval. And the fourth one goes like this. As soon as you make a commitment to one, you find yourself spending half your paycheck on accessories for it. So, this is how they define. And coming to my own story, I'll just give you on the gender part. Again, there's no bias on this. Just a comedy or a joke. I was traveling with one of my friend's brother. His name is Noor, and we were traveling from Hyderabad to Mahbub Nagar. Mahbub Nagar is my native place, and it was in 2008, I guess. I was recently married those days, and I was driving. He was sitting beside me, and while I was going, he said, "Standard both khamush kyun hai wo?" Then I said, "I'm okay." Then he said, "नहीं, घर में कैसा है हाल चाल?" Then he said, "ये सब ठीक है भाई." तो क्या भी परेशान लग रहा है तो शादी के बाद में. Then I said, "No, परेशानी, nothing." Then I said, I opened up slowly. चिट-चैट चलता रहता भाई घर में. ऐसा क्या? Then he started, he wanted to, what do you say? Yeah, he wanted to motivate me or something like that. He said, "Stanton, ऐसा है, बेटा देख, तेरी भाभी भी वैसी है रे, घर में चिट-चिट चलते ही रहता." Then I said, okay. Then the discussions went for 5 or 10 minutes. Then I said, "Noor bhai, अपन बचपन से अपन गोटियां जब से खेल रहे थे, so when we are playing marbles and all this gilli dandul or whatever it is, we were together and never we fought. Around 15 years we never fought or we had never this thing. Why is this that happens with these people?" Then he said, "You read the Bible?" Then I said, "Yes, I read the Bible. Even in Quran and even in the Bible, it is written that the first man is Adam, and the Eve has come from the rib of the Adam. So the Eve has come from the rib, and the rib is always curved in shape. If God has chosen some straight bone, the problem would have not arisen. It is the curved bone, so it is always pitches you somewhere. So there's a and just jokes apart, but you have to be really careful when you pick up some topics which are controversial. Okay, so that is on the gender part, and then we have to look at what kind of a knowledge people that you are going to address. Okay, what kind of a knowledge people that you are going to address. Let me tell you something. There was a guy who came in for an interview when I was in Kotak Mahindra Bank. Prior to that, I was working with Godrej, where I used to do all these conferencing solutions. Like I used to sell projectors, video conferencing equipments and all. And then he was sitting in front of me for an interview, and in his resume, I have seen that he has worked with some company where he used to sell the projectors. then it was my baby. I know the technicalities of it and everything. Then I asked him, how do you sell this projector and how do you do this and all? He does not know that I am already into this projector industry and all. He was telling me n number of stories. I could able to clearly identify that he's faking so much of things. And he didn't work with those companies. So, you have to understand where you are going and what kind of people that you're talking to. And as a trainer, when you go, they expect a lot many things from you. And when you don't prepare for those things, it is better don't get into that. So when you have facts, figures, information and everything, then only you step into that particular thing. So knowledge is something that you have to put in your mind when you choose the topic. And then comes the educational levels. Education levels, the reason why I said education levels is at times we have to go and teach or train people who are illiterate. Let me tell you one example. We have got one order of pan tops. You have these tabs, right? We have to supply these things to the VROs, village revenue officers. But these village revenue officers, I consider them, they were 12th pass and then they got passed through some examinations, joined the government jobs. They have there is no literacy in terms of technicalities for them. And the government wanted these VROs to take the tabs, go to the villages and take the details of the villages. If there is a newborn child that is born in the village, the ANM will key in the details of it, goes to the server, comes back to the VRO server, and VRO has to confirm it. He has to go check it and then confirm it. While training these VROs, we lost what of the knowledge that we had. Because they were completely, they don't know anything about it. So then we said, is there anybody that that is graduate or some higher level so that we could able to finish the job? But government, they could not do it, and we have to rewrite the entire training process in a level that they could understand. And we have to. I didn't went there. I had sent those days the other guys to go and train them. So these are the problems that we face. And then we have to look at occupation, we have to look at where from they are coming in, and we have to look at the income levels. And so I've given you a small list of things, but if you look at the list is very huge. Like at what occasion that you're speaking at. Is it a persuasive talk that you're doing or an informative talk? Is it a technical talk that you're doing or a normal talk? Is it on a behavioral aspect or is it on decision making or something else, emotional intelligence? So there are varied topics that you have, but depending upon the crowd that you're looking at, your topic should be selected. That is point number one. And the second thing is what? What are the problems that we are trying to solve? And let me tell you, it is not your interest first that you create the topic. I'm good at this, I can create the topic and put it. No. It is the audience interest. When I say audience, maybe here the corporate trainers, the future corporate trainers. And what would be they interested in? They would be interested in digital marketing themselves. They would be interested in getting some new orders. They would be interested in how to create, how to design, redesign, and what are the different models and all these things. We have been learning all these things, all these 3 months. But at the same time, when you go out into the market, so what are the challenges that are there in the society and how do you deal with those challenges is what comes the thing. Understanding the requirement. We have to clear-cutly, we need to have an understanding. We have to do the marketing part. Marketing is, as the definition goes, it is a process of understanding the requirement and fulfilling the same with the given resource or product or service or whatever. We have to do that, and we have to understand the situations that the world is going through. We have to understand the problems that they are going through. We have to understand the challenges that they are going through, or we have to understand the pains. And when we could able to relate in these things, either in situation, problems, pains, then that would be an added advantage for us, because when we have gone through that, we would be the right person to train them on how to come out of it. So we have to have a complete picture of the requirement. And then we need to do the survey. Surveys are different kinds of surveys for different kinds of things. Maybe if you look at, I have done a survey when I was picking up this topic. I've been to people, I've talked to people on what they are trying to do. It's a kind of a survey where I directly involved. The kind of surveys that comes as a paper, as a research report, or some kind of a surveys that you have to do, and out of that you pull out the topic. And then the research papers, and interest of the audience, and the passion of the trainer. It should be the interest of the audience, the topic that you're choosing should be interest of the audience and the passion of the trainer. I wanted to train people, that's my passion. And you're my crowd, around 40 odd are sitting here, you're my crowd, and your interest is to learn how to do the training better. If these two things gel together, then that would be a successful topic. Let us do a small activity here. Take out your notes or something like that, pen and notes.
Question, what is the difference between survey and interest?
I'll come to that, sir. Once I finish this. Write down a matrix, maybe something like this. And close your eyes for a minute or two and pull out 5 skills that you have as a trainer. 5 skills, and out of that 5 skills, 3 would be your strengths and 2 would be your weakness. And write on the vertical side here, 5 skills, think about it and write down. 3 should be your strength and 2 would be your weakness as a trainer.
Five.
5.
Out of 5, 3 are
3 are your strengths and 2 are your weakness.
weaknesses.
You're done with it?
Yeah. First column, right?
Yeah, first vertical.
First vertical.
Now add 6 to 10, 3 of your weakness and 2 of your strength. Add 5 more, out of which 3 should be your weakness and 2 should be your strength.
In the same column.
Yeah, in the same column. Probably like 10 I am talking about, and 5 weakness and 5 strengths. That should be fine, you can write anywhere.
Second column.
Any column.
Second column.
No, you can write below also, sir. You write below only like this.
Below, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 strength and 5 weakness, in fact. Done? Anything, maybe after going home you can brainstorm it and write down. Right now you do something. And on the horizontal side, write some topics which are familiar in the market as on date. Some topics in the market which related to any kind of training. Either it is emotional intelligence or decision making or soft skills when I talk about, your leadership skills or behavioral skills or some technical skills
Which are there in the market right now?
which are there in the market as on date.
You write vertically or horizontally?
Horizontal.
No relationship with the first column.
No relationship with the first column. Here you can write down, here this will be empty.
Now we should write all the ones on the horizontal side.
Yeah, horizontal.
And there's no connection between the.
Yeah.
Should have told earlier.
Have you read in horizontal column?
Don't keep in mind this.
Familiar topics that are there in the market, which are trainers are doing.
Keep it down.
Done? Now what you can do is, you can map the topics and the skills that are required for these topics. You can put a tick. You know, say for example, here I am writing decision making, and here I am writing leadership. Leadership requires decision making, then I'll put one tick here. And then comes to the second skill set, and if this topic requires that skill set, then I'll put a tick here. And here there's some weakness is there in terms of, say, designing is one of my skill set, but I'm poor at designing. And leadership requires that. I can't do that designing. I'll leave it empty. Okay? As the time is running, so you can do that at home. But this matrix, I myself has created it. And the more ticks that you get on certain topic, that would be an ideal for you. Ideal for you to take up the topic. Okay? So that is. And then while you're creating the topic, it should not be complicated. Keep it as simple as it can be. Keep it as simple as it can be. If you make it complicated, nobody is going to win the race. Like, you know, if it is simple, then it is a win-win situation between your trainees and as well as for the trainer. So this is on the what. You have time.
5 minutes more and then you have 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then, why is it that we are doing this entire topic? Why should people attend your session? As a trainer, that should be in your back of the mind that you have to add value to their life, or value in their existing situation, or value to the existing problem that they are facing, and value to their pains, not increasing it but decreasing the pains. Okay? How do you add value? See, today everybody has got the information, right? The way that we have the telephones or mobiles or internet, everybody has got that. But what as a trainer that you are adding value to them?
Creativity.
Whatever. So as a trainer, it should be in your mind that when you're deciding on a topic, whether this topic is adding some value in your trainee's mindset, or in your trainee's behavior, or in your trainee's way of life, in the daily life, is it adding that value? That should be the internal thing that you as a trainer should have that. And second one is a relevant future benefit. See, we all came to, why did we come to IITD? When we see the ad, that spark in us, we all thought that, you know, I could be a better trainer, I could transform lives, I could do much better and all this things. But somewhere we are lacking. And when we attended the session, the 2 or 3 hour session, then we thought, okay, this could change my life. And this could give me a career, henceforth I could continue in. Or this could give me some role where I could play, where I could transform lives. So that's the future benefit. I could earn some money. Money is not a matter. But second, prior to that is more of giving training and changing lives. That was our motto. So we have to, while you're creating the topic, am I creating this relevant benefit to the trainees who are attending my training session? Am I creating that? So that should be in your mind. And the third benefit is, how could they overcome the situations and challenges? Give them the takeaways. From the existing situation, how could they overcome? Right now I have given you a matrix. Maybe, this you can take it away. You can take away, and when you want to really choose a topic, maybe you can put a matrix and say yes, this is how I could able to do. I don't say that this is the only way. There's so many ways are there. But out of this is one of the way that you could you could design and say that this is what I could do. So is that matrix overcoming the situation's problems in terms of choosing a topic, picking up a topic? So give that takeaways. And the final thing is, as a trainee, should always keep in your mind that the transformation of the trainee is your prime objective. Money, success, fame, and everything will follow. But as long as if you're not transforming the trainee, then as a trainer you have failed. Your success lies in transforming your training. Let me tell you a small story here. I was working in Kotak Mahindra Bank 3 years back. I was a senior manager there. There was one of my colleague who was in my team by name Santosh. He was like, when you have a team, the hierarchy goes like this: executive, then the senior sales executive, then comes the assistant manager, then comes the deputy manager, and then the senior manager. So Santosh was my deputy manager, and I used to depend on Santosh like anything. He was like Pranab Mukherjee for Congress Party. Santosh was for me like that. The troubleshooter or go-getter, initiator. You just give him a call and he says, "Anna, inninga wale. What is the number that you want?" Then I used to say, "I'm short of 10 lakhs of personal loans. By evening I have to get it." Then he used to just keep the phone. No other instructions required for him. No other things that is required for him. 5:30 he gives a call and he says 5 or 10% here and there. He says this number is achieved. So such kind of a person. And this guy, after I moved from Kotak Mahindra Bank, 8 months back he has given me a call and he said he has joined Axis Bank. He also moved from Kotak Mahindra Bank and he has joined Axis Bank. And he called me and he said, "And I'm fed up with this life. I'm fed up with this life. I don't want to do this sales job anymore. Look for me some other job that I'll get into that." Then I just told him, he was my, though he was not reporting me that time 8 months back, but still he had that connection with me. I said, "Why don't we have a cup of tea, come to so and so place." Then we met in a cafe. And then I was trying to understand him and all. Then I told him, "Santosh, would you tell the same words if it is your business? Now you're talking like an employee. But if it is your business, will you tell the same words too? If your bread and butter is from there, how come you can speak this language?" And then I counseled him very much. And then I have given him the steps. Do this, and do this. And after 2 months, he calls me and he says, "Anna, you don't know what you have spoken to me on that day. I was carrying my resignation letter in my pocket and I came and met you. If you had not met me, I would have submitted the resignation letter. I don't know what is going to happen. That changed my life, my perception, and entire thing. Now I'm continuing, I'm taking targets like anything. Now he said like he has achieved 120% of his targets after my talk. Thank you so much. But this is one of the story. And second story was I worked with Onida for a short period of time, around 3 months or so. And I was the first person to get into the office. Onida was a retail company, so generally the sales guys used to come around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. I used to go around 8:30. And there was this Ramu Kaka who was cleaning. He was a senior guy, close to my dad's age. But since long he was working for Onida, so he was the one who was doing the attending job and all. He used to clean the tables and all these things. And one day I went there and I asked him, "Anna, but print I just gave a print. I said, you bring the printouts to me." It was a proposal. And while he was carrying this, he was in tears. And I said, "What happened?" Then he started telling about his son, that he's completely ruined and he's not listening to him. And then I said, "Did he study anything?" And he said, "Yes, he has studied graduation." And then I said, "Anna, do one thing, ask him to meet on so and so Saturday." So he called him and we both met. And I could able to understand looking at him that he's a smoker. I was also a smoker those days. Then I offered him a cigarette and he said, Sir, no sir, I don't smoke and all. Then I said, "Oh, bakwas pura chhod de, pehle cigarette pee kar." Okay, I have given him a cigarette and 2.5 hours I spoke to him. I don't know what I spoke, I don't remember today. But After 2 months of that of speaking to this guy, Ramu Kaka comes to me with a sweet box. And he says, I said, what is this? Then he said, I don't know what you spoke to my son. He has joined a job and this is from his first salary that I purchased the sweet box and I'm bringing it to you. Like this. Thank you so much. Thank you. It is the trainer who has to transform lives, and that topic is the key. It is we as a trainer, if we don't transform lives, then if you have recognition, fame, success, money and all, I don't think it's a zero. Your what, who, what and why is equal to transformation of trainees. All these things put together should result in transforming your trainees. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
So you have to transfer so many.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
We
you.
have to transform the lives of so many persons. By giving you an innovation. So you have to transfer so many persons.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
giving you a revolution.
Long way to go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
లేదండి ట్రాఫికే చాలా
నేను ఒక్కడిని
I feel like one chai wala, an ice cream person.
నో ఇట్స్ కళ్యాణ్ వడా
Shall we settle down?
Sure.